Coming up, how to fit an entire orchestra inside a box. There must be a law in Oregon that says everything has to look pretty, including factories. Take Hillsboro, for example, a manufacturing and technology center about 20 miles west of beautiful Portland. Here, in an industrial park that's more park than industrial, is the Rodgers Instruments Factory, which has been making organs since 1952. So, beautiful Oregon, beautiful organs. Which was named after which?
Is it because it's organs, is that why you make it in Oregon?
No, actually, I think the name Oregon came a long time before we ever came into Oregon.
Right. If you ask a New Yorker how to get to Carnegie Hall, he'll tell you, practice, practice, practice. If you ask someone at Rodgers, he'll say perfection, perfection, perfection.
This was the organ in Carnegie Hall. Now, we still have an organ there, but we have a brand new digital organ in Carnegie Hall.
There are plenty of Rodgers organs in other concert halls, too, but that's not the company's main market.
Today, our primary customers are the churches. 85% of our business goes to churches. But even in the churches today, we have in America over 300,000 churches. Almost all of them use organs.
Churches can be particular about their organs, which are, after all, supposed to represent the voices of angels. Many like traditional pipes, others prefer electronics, and some go with a combination.
They'll send us, maybe a section of a pew or something from their altar or something from the church, and then we'll take that and we'll match a color to match what they want.
You can describe in words exactly how these wonderful instruments are made. This part fitting into that, and this piece into this. But let's let the organ speak for itself.
John, when we put the case, it comes down onto this pallet that it rolls around through the rest of the factory. Actually, this pallet is the base of our packaging, so it never leaves this until the customer gets it.
So it's in its cradle, ready to be shipped?
It's in its cradle, ready to be shipped.
Those are all microprocessors.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yes, sir.
That there is genius in the making of these instruments means that there had to be genius in the design. Let's meet Paul Bergman.
This is where we design the electronic circuitry that goes in the instruments.
What distinguishes Rodgers from other organ makers is the marriage of old-fashioned craftsmanship with proprietary technologies. Paul explains.
So here's a microchip.
Oh, that's the chip.
Yeah. And it goes on one of those locations.
Okay, so this is the template. This is the map for where those are laid out.
Right. So they're assembled and soldered all together.
By themselves, sophisticated technologies are useless. After all, even the space shuttle can't fly itself. That's why Rodgers has Tom Goodapple.
My job is to go out and acquire the samples from real pipe organs that we're eventually going to use in our product.
Tom travels the world recording the best sound samples, including the Royal Albert Hall in London.
We make stereo recordings of just about every pipe in a particular set of pipes that we're interested in sampling, and eventually put the digitized sounds into memory in the organ where they're played back. This is called digital sampling.
You can record a digital sample out of anything that makes noise.
We've got it made in America.
Very good. Let's play it back.
We've got it made in America.
Just like that, the voice becomes a part of the keyboard.
We've got it made in America. We've got it made in
in America.
You're skipping record.
We've got it made in America.
That's the way it sounded. That's the way it sounded in the morning.
Wherever you go in the Rodgers factory, you hear sweet, sweet music.
I feel like one of us should be giving away the bride here. Yeah.
This is Paul Carino, Rodgers' chief organ tester and a man for all musical seasons.
And then her husband walks in. And she pleads for his life. And while she's pleading, he dives out the window.
Paul was playing digital samples of the real instruments. Not that Rodgers has anything against pipes. Throughout history, the magnificence of an organ was judged by size. The bigger the pipes, the better the organ.
It was the ancient Greeks that first developed the first organ, and they did it with water power. They called it a hydraulis. They used water power to force air through bellows and up through huge pipes. And they used these pipes at the Olympic Games to announce games. That was the first organ.
Rodgers builds pipe organs too, but with a value-added twist.
This organ has hundreds and hundreds of digital samples, and it's also connected to live wind-blown pipes. And you won't be able to tell the difference between our digital sample and the pipe.
We'll see about that.
Let's have a little build-up, a group of notes with pipes. Same group of notes played all digitally, no pipes at all.
So why bother with the pipe part at all?
Well, people like pipes because of the tradition of several thousand years. The downside to pipes is they are very expensive to produce. An organ of this size would be about $2 million with all pipes.
With all these?
With all these being pipes. But by having most of it digital, we can take that cost down 80 to 90%.
Naturally, Rodgers excels at special orders and will gladly personalize each organ.
Oh, you've got a John Ratzenberger.
When you pull that, there will be a very special sound that they put behind it.
Probably somebody snoring. Oh, you're going John R.
Yeah, now when you press that button, watch what happens.
All righty. The polka! Everybody, hey! Everybody!
Thank you.
It has been a long time since I've polka.